Here's my last question for you. How has the pandemic affected your schooling experience?
That's a good question because I think even now it's happening all over
Yeah,
again.
because you started at the height of it, pretty much a year
So
ago, right?
I
So,
no, so I started in September. So this was
oh
like
wow,
towards the end, yeah, the leg, like
uh
the
huh,
end of it. So we actually got to go back to school full time, basically. But we definitely utilize like hybrid. So use like
mm-hmm,
Zoom, and also going to campus and
mm-hmm,
everything. But even talking to like the second years who were like 2020, that was their first year of grad school, it's like completely different just because they didn't get to
really,
go to campus at all. Like in our,
wow, man,
yeah, at least 5 times the whole entire time. I'm like, how could you, like, for us, we take, say we have like a break, we have like a 2 week like quarantine style, so everything is online, and just sitting here and like trying to absorb all the information when you have like the TV going on, your dog's barking, or like so
mm-hmm,
many different distractions. It definitely takes a lot of like concentration, discipline.
right,
But I definitely don't think, I think it's really hard to like learn what we are learning as physical therapy students only online. It's really hard.
wow, yeah, no, I can only imagine because I never experienced that. That's why I was curious how you guys deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you said, 85% of our learning needs to be in person
Hmm.
or is more beneficial in person because you need to touch people. You need to, you know, you need to
Yeah.
be able to learn what this feels like. You need to know how it is to interact with somebody that close, right?
Yeah.
And of course, like there is a surging movement of telehealth,
Hmm.
understandably so, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but as a physical therapist, part of that, just like being a personal trainer, is that the in-person experience of it. Like that's
Yeah.
very hard to replicate when you're not in the same room, right?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
you guys just learning, like you said, there's so many distractions. The fact that you're just sitting in your room, I would get so distracted. Like I would want to just go to the fridge real quick and just grab stuff, and I would
Yeah.
miss so many things so quick.
Yeah.
So
You
I can
could
know,
definitely miss a lot just like taking a little break.
yeah. So do you really feel the difference when you're at home, like when you're doing the hybrid situation type of deal? Like you just feel
Yeah,
the difference.
definitely. I think even schools are trying to learn it as well because
What do you mean by that?
so like for example in our anatomy course
Mm-hmm.
we had palpations, we had complete anatomy, which was
Mm-hmm.
just like like the online app, and we had models. So I think in the past, I don't think complete anatomy was as what is it, like a big factor, but here we're getting like tested specifically on what we see on the screen compared to like palpations or being able to actually,
Right.
um yeah, so it's just more it, they're they might not that they're expecting more, but it's just the different modalities that they're expecting. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
how are you going to sit here for 4 hours and look at a screen and then also need to learn how to identify it on a model, or do it this way. So
Right.
it was just different. I think it's all a learning curve.
Yeah. No, I can see that because that essentially it adds an extra layer of like a filter. So
Yeah.
that means that if I was talking to a patient in front of me, right?
Hmm.
Because I learned through the screen, that means
Hmm.
that my brain, what part is this, right? Okay, it registers. Oh, I'm looking at a certain body part. It goes through an anatomic program, and then you need to translate the anatomic program to the person that doesn't look like the actual anatomic program.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So there's like a barrier. It's almost like a latency
Hmm.
in between, like translating it from here to here,
Hmm.
right? I was privileged enough that everything was my school was connected to a medical school, so we had all like a lot of bodies. So I saw every type of anatomical body that you've ever seen in person the whole time. So I felt like that was super beneficial to me, and that's kind of what I was wondering about people who are experiencing the pandemic in grad school, in PT school specifically, is that man, that must be a completely different way of thinking about it, right?
Yeah, I think even some people like have like suffered from it. Just more, if that's not your way of learning, is being able to look at a screen and just like apply it and later on use it in a different modality, then it's like it's you have to be adaptable. So it's just it's hard. Yeah.
Right. No, I completely agree with you. And it's just the approach has to be super different now, which is something I definitely did not experience. And it's just it's really interesting to look at it.